Dr. Morley, you mentioned in your talk that the New Zealand government received a letter in May 2005 that had said that there was foot and mouth disease put on hay for livestock, and even though there were indications that this might have been a hoax, the government took that letter very seriously. Can you tell me why they took it so seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. Although the letter and the way the disease had been told to have been spread made us question the credibility of it, so the likelihood of this being real was considered low. The consequences of if it was real were so high, and obviously risk is consequence times likelihood, and we were just not willing to just take no action. So it was very much a front foot approach. It was communication with through the media with the public, international partners, and then a response was put in place to limit, if there was a release and the hoax was real, to limit the potential damage.
Okay, this spread supposedly took place on an island, not the mainland of New Zealand. How much more difficult would it have been to contain that disease had it been real if it was on the mainland?
It's a very good question. Obviously a small island has some very natural barriers in terms of the sea to movement on and off, and it makes it quite easy to limit your response to that area. If it had been on the mainland, particularly if it was in an animal dense area or a high production dairy area, it would have been much harder to have responded to, because you then have to, how far out are we going to go and what are the limits? So that was fortunate that it was on a small island.
And then finally, animal ID has been discussed in the United States, and we really don't have a good system in place yet. How important would animal ID be in preventing or controlling an actual outbreak of foot and mouth disease?
So an active working animal ID system where you can download information real time from animal movements occurred the day before or 2 days before is invaluable to working out where animals and products have moved to, and then where you need to send your resources to go and check, test, put in controls. Without that information, it takes people ringing up, making phone calls, looking at paper records. So you're essentially buying yourself time by having a working animal ID system, and that's invaluable, and very easy to show how that would reduce the number of farms affected and therefore the overall cost to the country. And also a good ID system that tracks would allow you to deal with the outbreak quicker and then get back to trade, international trade, quicker. So there are many benefits to a working animal ID system that you can interrogate and get that data out of the system real time.